Pigs in the Pantry. Fun with Math and Cooking. Story by Amy Axelrod. Mrs. Pig was under the weather. I'm all stuffed up, she sniffled, and I ache all over. Dear, you stay put, insisted Mr. Pig. What you need is rest. Let's make Mom her favorite dish, suggested the piglets. That'll pick her right up. Great idea, said Mr. Pig, except for one thing. What's that? Asked the piglets. I don't know my way around the kitchen very well, he said. Do you? The piglets shook their heads no. No problem, said Mr. Pig. How difficult can it be? You're absolutely right, Dad, said the piglets. There's nothing we can't handle. Well then, said Mr. Pig, there's only one thing to do. Let's dig in. Mr. Pig and the piglets washed up and put on aprons. Your mother doesn't know it yet, said Mr. Pig, but today is her lucky day. Now where does she keep the pots and pans? We don't know, said the piglets. We'll go ask her. Mr. Pig reached up above the stove and took down Mrs. Pig's favorite cookbook from the center shelf. Here we go, he said. Mr. Pig studied the recipe. Firehouse chili. All-time favorite recipe from the enchanted enchilada. Please ask an adult for help. Made with fresh vegetables, serves for hearty eaters, and these are the ingredients. Vegetables, 6 cups of the following: pinto beans or black beans or red kidney beans or pink beans or small white beans. Use any one type of bean or combine as many different types as you like. 1/4 cup olive oil plus 2 tablespoons for frying. 4 large white onions chopped or 2 huge white onions. Garlic cloves minced, at least 2 but not more than 6. 5 or 6 carrots diced, 3 green peppers sliced, 3 red peppers cubed, 1 dozen large ripe juicy tomatoes chopped or crushed, 1 to 1½ cups tomato juice or water. Optional. For variety, add sliced mushrooms, celery, and or zucchini. The spices needed are coarse salt, a dash or 2, freshly ground pepper to taste, cayenne pepper, a pinch, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of dried basil, chili powder. Use heaping spoonfuls. 1 tablespoon, 1 alarm, a hint of spice. 2 tablespoons, 2 alarm, definitely spicy. 3 tablespoons of chili powder is 3 alarm, hot, hot, hot. 4 tablespoons is 4 alarm, hair raising. 5 tablespoons, 5 alarm, call the firehouse to put out the fire. For those who live dangerously, add 2 chopped jalapeno peppers. Directions. Step 1. Drain beans and rinse thoroughly. Very important. Measure by packing tightly in measuring cup and set aside in bowl. Step 2. Saute chopped onions, mix minced garlic, diced carrots, and sliced and cubed peppers in olive oil in a large frying pan until soft and slightly brown. Use a low flame. Stir frequently. Be careful never to burn. Step 3. Transfer vegetables into a deep pot. Add beans, tomatoes, and juice or water. Combine thoroughly. Mix in spices. Stir. Cover pot with lid. First bring to a boil, then reduce heat and simmer uncovered for 30 to 45 minutes. Do not forget to stir frequently in order to prevent sticking. Step 4. Add more tomato juice or water if chili is too thick. Step 5. Serve hot with grated Monterey Jack cheese or sharp cheddar cheese on top and crispy nachos on the side. Step 6. Enjoy. Mom says the pots and pans are on the shelf behind the popcorn maker inside of the cabinet between the sink and the dishwasher, said the piglet. Sure enough, said Mr. Pig, taking out some pots and pans, but I forgot that you have to ask her where she keeps the measuring spoons. We'll be right back, said the piglets. Mom says to look in the second drawer down, said the piglets. You didn't spill the beans, did you? Asked Mr. Pig. Oh, no, said the piglets. All we did was tell Mom that today would be her lucky day. Good, said Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig went to the pantry. These are your mother's favorite color, he said as he handed the piglets 5 large cans of pink beans. Mr. Pig also picked out an assortment of spices. The pigs placed everything on the counter between the stove and the sink. Mr. Pig opened all 5 of the cans and dumped the beans into a pot. Then he sent the piglets out to the garden for vegetables. Nothing but the freshest for your mother, he reminded them. While the piglets rooted around in the garden, Mr. Pig glanced at the recipe for a second time. Then he returned the cookbook to its place on the shelf. Mr. Pig diced 3 onions, chopped 8 cloves of garlic, cubed 1 carrot, minced 5 green peppers, and chopped 7 red peppers, while the piglets watched. Then he placed all of the vegetables in a frying pan and poured in 4 cups of oil. Not too low, he told the piglets while he turned up the heat, or they'll never cook. Don't forget about the tomatoes, said the piglets. My thoughts exactly, said Mr. Pig. Dad, don't you think the vegetables are burning? Asked the piglet. Nonsense, said Mr. Pig. They're a little well done, just the way your mother likes them. Mr. Pig opened the back door and turned on the stove fan. Then he scraped the vegetables into the pot of beans and added the crushed tomatoes. Now for the spices, said Mr. Pig. Let's see, the recipe calls for a dash of paprika, 2/3 of a cup of salt, and 1.5 cups of pepper. Add lots of chili powder, said the piglets. We need to clear Mom's stuffy nose. Mr. Pig stirred 10 tablespoons of chili powder into the mixture, turned the heat back on high, and covered the pot. Let's go have a snack and watch some TV while the chili cooks, said Mr. Pig. Do you hear that siren? Asked the piglets after a few minutes. Mr. Pig and the piglets ran back to the kitchen just as Mrs. Pig awoke from her nap. I feel refreshed, said Mrs. Pig. That nap did me a world of good. It's even stopped raining. My, look at that beautiful rainbow. Mrs. Pig put on her bathrobe and went downstairs. I think the children are right, she said. Today sure is my lucky... What does Mr. Pig need to learn about cooking? Here are some measurement facts. Some words cook use are here as well. You will need this for one of the assignments that goes along with this book. You can refer back to it if you need to when you get the conversion worksheet. The end.